Senator Reid, General, welcome back to this committee, a committee you've spent a lot of time before, and I want to start just by thanking you for your many decades of service, your service risking your life and leading your men into harm's way to protect this country. We are grateful, and you are being called back to service once again to protect this country. I think you're going to be an extraordinary defense secretary. I am proud to support your nomination, and I think you are going to be confirmed by a strong bipartisan vote. One of the reasons for that is over decades serving, you have earned a reputation for candor, for strength, for not blowing smoke, which is a rare thing in the town of Washington, D.C., and also as a Marine's Marine. Indeed, you'll remember my chief of staff as a former Marine, and when you came by my office to visit, I don't think I've ever seen my chief of staff more excited. Senators don't do anything for him. He's completely unimpressed by any of us, but if Elvis Presley had walked into the office, he wouldn't have been more thrilled than to see you walk in, General. And so thank you for your willingness to come back once again and help pull this country back from the precipice. I think we're in very perilous times. When you and I talked, you talked about what you call the strategic mismatch between the commitments being placed on our military right now and the capacity that's been provided to meet those commitments. Can you share your views on what's needed to fix that? How do we rebuild the military to ensure we can do everything that's necessary to keep this country safe?
Senator Cruz, first point I would make is the hard-used equipment that we've brought back from the wars. If we're going to continue to use it, it's got to be refurbished. It's got to be at the top of its game. Second point is that this committee and this Congress has provided a lot of money for a lot of ships and planes and other equipment, and if we don't maintain that gear, it's worthless. So we're going to have to increase our operations and maintenance funds. Further, as the world situation dictates this, we are going to have to adapt and strengthen the military. The one commitment I would give you, Senator, is that as we're doing this, I'm going to be working with our allies to make sure that it's not only the American taxpayer who's carrying this burden. Those nations that share our values, those nations that share perhaps just our security concerns, we're going to work with them so that we maintain the strongest alliances possible. So I'm not coming to you trying to get the American military to do what is rightly more of an alliance kind of work or coalition or partnership work.
So one of the areas we discussed was the need to maintain air superiority going forward, and you referenced that need just a minute ago. And I think an important piece of that is the F-35 program, which I believe successful completion of the F-35 program is critical to future mission success, both for us and for key allies like the United Kingdom and Israel. And right now we have over 200 F-35s fielded today, and just this week, the Marine Corps began the first F-35 overseas deployment. Now, all of us are concerned about limiting costs, and that needs to be a focus going forward. But can you highlight for this committee what separates the F-35 from legacy aircraft and the advantages it provides to our military in future combat situations?
Senator, the F-35 is critical for our own air superiority in the future because of its stealth characteristics and some of its electronics capability that's inherent to the airplane, which actually magnifies each individual aircraft's capability. But it is equally important, if not more so, to some of our allies, and I say more so because this will be the total fighter strength of their Air Force. So to them, it's an all-in sort of situation. So the F-35, the President-elect has talked about the costs of it, but he has in no way shown a lack of support for the program. He just wants the best bang for the buck.
Sure, and I look forward to working closely with you to strengthen that program. My final question is you have long been a defender of the warrior ethos, and you and I have both been concerned that sometimes a political agenda at the Pentagon has gotten in the way of a warrior ethos. Can you describe for this committee the importance of restoring the warrior ethos and why that matters for our ability to keep this country safe?
Senator, the primitive and often even atavistic aspects of the battlefield test the physical strength, the mental agility of everyone, but most of what it tests is the courage and the spiritual side of the troops we put in harm's way. And oftentimes it's only unit cohesion, leadership, and the belief in themselves and their comrades that allows them to go through what they have to go through and come home as better men and women, not as broken. And so the warrior ethos is not a luxury, it is essential when you have a military.
And General, I'm confident
Senator,
that's the first time in a
Senator's
Senate
time
hearing
has
the word
expired.
atavistic has been used.
Senator's time has expired. Senator King.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We will make America great again.